Taeil's removal from NCT due to his crimes is one of the most shocking things that has happened in recent K-pop history. Amid all the rumors and accusations that have surfaced though, the real details of Taeil's crimes might have been overlooked, and they're just as shocking as you would imagine. When it comes to cases as serious as this one, it's important to begin with the things that have been officially confirmed. There's of course SM Entertainment's statement, which didn't go into too much detail about what happened. The statement came out on August 28th, with the company revealing that they had recently found out that Taeil is facing allegations in a criminal case involving SA. They said that they had looked into the situation but said that the problem was too severe, so they came to the conclusion to let him go from the group. SM framed this as a joint decision between them and Taeil. They went on to say that he was fully cooperating with the police during the investigation and that they would provide more updates in the future. In the end, they apologized for the concern and distress that Taeil's case caused. Since SM is not exactly known for kicking artists out after scandals or after anything really, the immediate actions caused quite a commotion. He's still part of the company, but that's probably because they can't terminate his contract and are just waiting until it expires so they can get rid of him. The company wasn't the only one that had a swift reaction. The official Instagram accounts of NCT and NCT 127 unfollowed him, as did all the NCT members and his best friend of more than a decade. Taeyong even went as far as to remove some Instagram pictures featuring Taeil. Given the strong reactions, especially from SM, the crime is likely serious, and the accuser may have undeniable solid evidence. An alleged music industry insider said, "This case is different from the previous cases of SM artists. The allegations have not been confirmed yet, but the decision to withdraw from the group must mean that it's serious and certain. But we will get into the theories and speculations later on." After the statement came out, Jaehyun's solo fan sign event, which was scheduled for August 29th, was postponed, as were Mark and Haechan's scheduled fan calls. Dear You Bubble ended its services for Taeil, and the NCT Zone gaming app announced on Twitter that Taeil would be excluded from future updates, with all his content set to be removed. Fans also closed their social media accounts, which were dedicated to Taeil and showed support for the victim. Some have even torn up and burned his photo cards, and just in a few hours, Taeil lost more than 1 million followers. However, with how quickly everyone took action, people started wondering whether SM had known about what was happening before and just announced it now. After all, when scandals of this nature happen, there are usually rumors brewing before the actual news comes out. But with Taeil, nobody had heard about anything until SM released their statement. So was this something they knew beforehand and kept hidden until they saw that the situation wasn't salvageable? The police clarified more about the timeline and the nature of the crime in a statement they gave to KBS. The Bongbei police station explained that they received a report from Ms. A in June of this year, as she claimed Taeil SA'd her. Taeil is now under investigation and has been booked. The Bongbei police also stated they wouldn't disclose any case details to protect the victim's identity. They confirmed, however, that no minors were involved and the accuser is an adult woman. SM then issued a second statement revealing they first heard about Taeil's accusations in mid-August, which is also when Taeil became aware of them. Taeil was questioned by the police on August 28th, the same day he was also removed from the group. These are the only things that were either confirmed by the police or SM, so anything else that was spread on social media is a rumor, speculation, or just something that people made up for interactions. But some of these are worth discussing, so let's get into them. First, let's talk about Instagram user Agnes_121430. The account, along with their posts and comments, were brought to the public's attention after SM announced the shocking news of Taeil's departure. As far as we know, the account has mostly posted pictures of food and other things from the user's daily life. However, she has been making posts on Instagram about Taeil dating back to June, which is when the police report was also filed. In seemingly the first post the user made about Taeil on June 10th, she wrote, "Did you finally mess up my phone completely? After hacking and using hidden cameras for over 6 years, are you running away now? I wouldn't know because everyone tricked me." The second post was made on June 22nd, and it seemed to be a police complaint filed by the user. Then on July 10th, the user made another post calling Taeil lucky because their Twitter account was reported. They also said that Taeil was a shameless hacker and that he and a group of people were harassing her, leading the user to ask Taeil if they had any conscience. The user also mentioned that Taeil might have turned her phone off, saying that he had harassed her, but now that she had taken action, he would be going to prison instead of the military. From various posts and comments, it appears that the original poster is alleging that Taeil had been secretly filming her for 6 years, as claimed that she was a victim of Molka. She also accused Taeil of harassing her to the point that she wanted to harm herself, adding that he had threatened her with the footage he had illegally filmed and also blackmailed her. Even though these accusations haven't been confirmed or proven yet, what fans found believable about them is that they were made before anyone ever knew about Taeil and that the original poster filed a complaint in June. In addition, the accuser alleged that when she handed over her phone to the police to prove it was being hacked, they dismissed her concerns, claiming they found nothing wrong. However, a lot of people are doubting the validity of her allegations. Some have claimed that she used to make up rumors about the other NCT members in the past, so her allegations should be taken with a grain of salt. There's no proof of these made-up rumors, but some fans claim she's notorious in fandom spaces. What's clear is that even if Agnes is a victim of Taeil, she wasn't the one who reported him to the police and brought his crimes to light. In an August 29th post, she mentioned that she had filed a lawsuit against him in June and received the results on August 21st, a week before SM's statement. Since the case was closed by then, this means she isn't the one who started the current police investigation and caused him to be exposed. There were other claims spread in the name of Agnes, such as the fact that she allegedly just turned 18, which would mean that Taeil started harassing her ever since she was 12. Some other Twitter users and news sites also linked him to the Nth Room scandal and to the current issue of deepfake group chats, but we have no confirmation or even something that hints that these accusations are true. Another accusation was that Taeil had SA'd an 11-year-old girl and permanently left her disabled, but again, these claims came out of nowhere and there's no legitimate proof that these things really happened. It's natural for people to be shocked and curious about the crime, but spreading false information does more harm than good, especially to the victim. It makes the situation seem like a joke and undermines the victim's genuine trauma. Additionally, it's troubling how some people prioritize getting attention on social media by making things up rather than focusing on raising awareness and condemning Taeil's actions. Another thing that has been heavily questioned is whether SM really found out about Taeil's crimes this month or whether they knew about them long before. People have used the fact that SM staff have been ignoring Taeil ever since July to support the belief that the company was hiding things. Specifically, a month before, fans piled on Cho Yoo-eun, who's a part of SM's Artist Development Center, for reposting the teasers of every NCT 127 member except for Taeil. Back then, Cho Yoo-eun was accused of mistreating and ignoring Taeil, but now fans are wondering whether he knew about the situation and was publicly trying to distance himself from him. A second piece of alleged evidence that fans are using to debunk SM's statement is the fact that in July, YTN posted an article about how a man in his 20s was accused of having non-consensual acts with a teenage female student. Even though there was no one mentioned in the article, some of the comments from July and from a few weeks before SM's statement mentioned Taeil by name. The article was then deleted, which made some people think that SM was trying to bury the issue so they could deal with it in silence. It's also suspicious that articles and posts about the issue keep disappearing, and the published ones aren't featured on the main pages of news sites. One possible reason might be that Taeil isn't as popular as other NCT members, which could mean less public interest. However, considering he's from a major company and is tied to a huge scandal, there should still be significant coverage, yet there's not. It's mostly hard to believe that SM had no knowledge of this, especially since the investigation had been going on since June. With their connections to the police, it's very unlikely that one of their artists would be accused of something that serious and that they wouldn't know about it. Even lesser-known celebrities get media coverage when they're involved in criminal cases, so how did SM not know about this? It's also odd that, despite the few details available, journalists haven't investigated or spread rumors as facts, which is not typical for such scandals. The Korean media's unusual restraint waiting for verified information before reporting is particularly strange because they usually run wild with speculations as soon as something comes out. You can argue that they were trying to respect the victim's identity and their story, but that's highly unlikely. Korean media have previously driven people to take their own lives and spread rumors just to attract attention and clicks, so it's hard to believe they have suddenly become ethical and care about the victim. If it really turns out that SM knew about it and publicly stated that they didn't, they would be in big trouble with the public. Things look even worse when you think about how Taeil was still active. He participated in the Walk album, celebrated his birthday with a live stream, and interacted with fans as if nothing was wrong. These are just guesses for now because officially the police are still investigating and will share the facts later. In addition, SM's stance is that they were unaware of the situation and acted quickly once they found out, so everything else is speculation. So let's wait for any official updates that might come out in the future and hope that the victim gets the justice she deserves.